This afternoon, and we've got some really great content. We have Linda Smith coming up right now, and Linda's going to talk really about the UK Cyber Network and what they're up to in terms of collaboration, and she sits as the chair of UKC3. So a warm round of applause for Linda Smith, please.
Welcome everyone, and welcome to UKC3. What I'm going to talk you through in the next 20 minutes really is kind of the story so far. And today I'm delighted that we are at ICE exhibiting, and we will be talking about our forward strategy. That always sounds fascinating, doesn't it, when you're in this kind of audience? But certainly we are representing you, the cyber industry of the UK. If you don't know about UKC3, never heard about UKC3, I hope this gives you a good introduction to it. If you know all about us and belong to a cluster, again, how you can help us take our journey forward as well. So I think it's really important that today it's twofold. So all the technology in the room, all the tech speaker pieces, I think the glue, the piece that connects all of your technology to industry, to customers, really, again, very much part of our story. So, who we are, I think, first of all, and it's important to kind of say UKC3, are we yet another agency? We were formed in May 2021, and it's really an initiative that is funded currently by the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, formerly DCMS, where cyber was sitting from a UK government perspective. So for a long time, there were small meet-up groups around the UK of cyber professionals, people that were moving from information assurance and IT managed services, but about their local communities and how really working as your local network and contacts, it's really what you want to talk about, what was relevant either to you in a tech world, you in a business world, you in a skills world, and what you needed and how working together collaboratively, it was bringing better results. But UK government, on the back of the UK cyber strategy, recognised that it needed a connector. It needed some way of pulling together small startup businesses, medium-sized enterprises, stakeholders that had a priority for the cyber industry and digital security industry, and also growing a workforce that was going to be fit to work for those companies or in those industries into the future. So it's about the importance of collaboration as well. And so me as chair of UKC3, I'm also very reliant on my board, and I have a board of 6 other directors, and they are all connected to their local clusters. And I'll come to that in a little bit more detail, so you'll understand. But certainly some of them are like you, industry practitioners, some of them are business people, and some of them have come from a tech background and have gone into cyber, as many of you have as well. The start of the journey and part of our strategy is really what's the forward-looking goal, and really about the vision for UKC3, and clearly setting out and defining the future of our network is really important to us, but also you in market. So really, today it's strategy. Where we've come from is working hard on understanding really the market itself, understanding about the money. Let's face it, without the money we can't do very much. So kind of how is this going to be funded, and how is this going to actually then make a difference to growing the UK's cyber industry, currently valued in the government report sitting at circa 10 billion. So by 2030, the predicted figure is 28 billion. So where do you jump in that 18 billion? How are you going to grow? How are you going to connect to the customers, the global customers you need to? And how are we, the UK, going to be more effective in that global marketplace? But certainly, UK seems to be just kind of missing some opportunities, and I think it's about creating those opportunities that is very much part of our vision and value going forward. So mission, should you choose to accept it seriously, is really the purpose of UKC3 and what we exist to do. So we need to create a compelling offer whilst making a virtual circle of this industry to support the future strategy for UKC3. So we've done research, we've done lots of events, and again I'm going to put some stats and facts up for you in a minute so you can see what I'm talking about isn't fluff, it's real. And it's what does our current look and feel deliver, and where do we want to go? So it's about you, it is about the UK, and cyber is a word, and I feel, the age I'm at and the industry I've been connected to for quite a long time, even if you looked at cyber 10 years ago, where is cyber, or what cyber is going to look like in 10 years' time? Because I think even the word will morph into many other versions of the technology. We're talking about digital transformation, we're talking about a digital society, and we need to be really ahead. We're great innovators, we are fantastic at kind of those ideas and solutions, but we need to get them to market, we need them invested in more effectively, and we need the people working and coming into those higher paid jobs faster, and again, all part of the remit for UKC3. Guiding principles, again, a little bit heavy duty here, so I don't want to kind of turn into the demon head mistress, but I just want to say, why we need these principles and why UK government is funding UKC3 at the moment. So for those of you people that say it's another government quango, no, we're an independent entity, but we have been primed with 3 years of funding. But we also have to wash our face commercially. So again, I'm really glad that the board, including myself, have commercial backgrounds. No disrespect to civil servants, but actually, we've done the hard yards as far as business is concerned. So it is really important that we take UKC3 into a commercial partnership dimension as well, for the UK and for strengthening really the offer for all of our businesses. So that kind of guiding principles piece is very much around government. Government love lots of reports, they love lots of evidence. We've worked very closely with two organisations called Ecoris and Perspective Economics. You can see the reports online, you can see the state of play. We've been analysed even at 1 year in, we were analysed, were we doing what we said on the tin? And I believe from when we started we were 8 clusters, and in 2 years we're now 15 clusters, so hoping to grow that too. So here they are, the 15. I'm sorry the geography is a bit woolly, but just to give you a feeling. So all of them are independent. They are all their own business entities. We don't own them. We support them through the grant funding we can offer them. But it's 15. Now in there you'll see the 3 nations. You'll see Cyber Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland. Scotland is, who have a fantastic pavilion here today, which is great to see, as do Cyber Wales. But those other 12 are English geography-based regions, some larger than others, and they're all at very different stages of development. You'll see Cynam on there, which that's the Cheltenham-based cyber cluster. They are, if you wanted to use the reference, our poster child. And why are they that? Because you know why. They're 10 years into their journey as a cluster, so they've come on board as UKC3, but they are very advanced. They are making those big commercial changes. The younger clusters come on board in the last 12 months. Certainly Surrey is a new cluster, and it was great to see Surrey University winning the Cyber University of the Year at the Cyber Awards this week, so good on Surrey. We've got Kent and Medway, brand new cluster coming through. We've got East Midlands, again, just joining us as a cluster. And again, if you would look at the geography matching with Midlands Cyber, which is my home turf, we've got a really good representative group across the aerospace industry, the rail industry, automotive industry, and fintech. With HSBC headquartered in Birmingham, and obviously Capital One for Nottingham. You've got some great universities, again, academic centres of excellence, and they all connect to their clusters. They are part of that story, okay? So that's, again, strengthening that whole national network. So in just over 2.5 years, this is what we've actually churned out. And I think if you think the impact of those 15 clusters, they deliver events locally, they work collectively with their local clusters, so to use the parlance PAN cluster if you wanted to use that. Projects we've been trialling in skills, we've got certainly projects in skills, projects in certain industry sectors taking place as well, certainly in utilities. There is a big project for Cyber North taking place, again making progress. The Midlands, we work very much in the autonomous vehicle space, and we're doing a big piece on RegTech in quantum sensor technology. So again, if you're not aware of your local cluster, and I appreciate where you live is not necessarily where you work or who you work for, but certainly look at the events available to you locally and see again if you want to be part of that. Are they putting things on where it's good networking, good connecting, good opportunity creation, but also a good chance to offload sometimes and just really kind of, should we say, talk about your issue or where you need some help with something perhaps. So don't forget that too. I hope you're impressed with those stats for 2.5 years in. I certainly am. I'm really proud of my cluster network, and you know, we're not talking big teams of people here. Some clusters only have one full-time employed member of staff, sometimes part-time. So they're driving the development in their local cluster. So again, this year we've done 3 shows, this being the 3rd. We were at National Cyber Security Show at NEC. We were at InfoSec in June, and here we are today. Really great to be part of the ICE show here. Next year, we really want to be visible at Cyber UK 24, which is going to Birmingham. It was in Belfast in April this year. We follow the UK government national strategy, very much aligning what we are delivering on, but even with the 5 pillars of that, we concentrate on 3. So we have 3 working groups. The ecosystem development, I think that's pretty obvious what I've just explained. The cyber skills development, so again, running particular skills projects in particular regions. CYNAM lead the way on this, as you can probably imagine, but where we're learning from CYNAM, other clusters are now taking those best practices and then taking new skills projects out across the UK. The levelling up agenda, which we love that headline and don't we across our media, but we really do need to take, or balance up the kind of mixture of the opportunity right across the whole of the UK. And again, some of these working group activities through your cluster network can actually reach you. The Innovation Joiner, it has its own charter, very simple document, but really again, innovation, not just for innovation's sake. How do you take the innovation to market is really what this is about. The commerciality, can you sell it? Are you making something the world wants to buy? Or are you looking for a collaboration partner, the bit you've got missing, to take your product out into the market space? So again, those working groups really starting now to gain traction on their journey. So, strategy. Okay, you ready for this? I think it's about the action plan for our strategy and these 4 guiding principles, which we need to have. The government have invested in UKC3. And just to give you some perspective, this is not a nag, by the way, but I just want to let's look at this scoreboard. So, a market worth 10 billion, and in 3 years, it's been £1 million investment in UKC3 per year, which we have shared across the clusters. We have not kept that money, we have dispersed that money to make this stuff happen. Now, I know £100 million of government money has gone into the AI field for obviously the global conference coming up in November and the development of AI, also critically important. But I do want to say, we as UKC3 need to commercialise our offer. So we are now looking for those commercial partnerships with the right partners, be they commercial stakeholders or academia, because we need to then be making the next opportunities available to our network. So I'm really glad ICE has allowed me to talk to some really useful people and start some conversations in that space. But if you are from a region where you know this sector is a priority and you know they want your agency or your stakeholders looking for a vehicle to get out to more people and more businesses, then talk to us, talk to UKC3, because again, we're very interested in the next stage of our journey. Again, just looking at growth in this sector, I'm probably talking to the converted anyway, but you're looking at the numbers here on kind of how this industry now is very much part of our economic future. We need to be making more of this. So just be aware, kind of numbers of companies, new companies coming on stream, new jobs created, and new opportunities for work. We're already seeing a big sea change in the world of work. We're seeing a lot of kind of a dynamic of change in the world of work as well. But this is a very interesting sector. It isn't all about the tech. Some of it is about, should we say, the business implementation. Some of it is about the psychology of this, the people piece, the diversity, and about the finance as well. So I think, again, looking at cyber across the UK, what's this going to look like in 5 years' time? Hopefully, very, very different, bigger numbers. So how can you get involved? And I hope, again, I've made you aware of UKC3 if you weren't before. We do have a stand here, so we're on M31, okay, remember your numbers. The whole team are here. Today and yesterday we've had cluster managers from right around our network covering our stands, so you can talk to somebody from Cyber East, you can talk to somebody from Cyber Northwest. We're all on the stand. I'm Midlands Cyber, so if West Midlands is of interest to any of you, come and talk to me. We would really like a conversation with you, or just to connect you to your local cluster. And where there are gaps in the market, we are very interested in hearing from you about new cluster opportunities. There are some holes in this map, so it's not just limited to 15. And then the question of London. Let's talk about London. Hopefully, we will be having a London cyber cluster. And we've had a really deep conversation about this, back to that levelling up piece, okay, so to contra what I'm saying. But we know that a lot of international investment and visitors come to London. It's the landing spot. But London want to also be the conduit to reach out to the whole of the nation where particular capabilities and expertise exists. And that's the deal we're doing. So it won't be the same. They'll be working as a really good brokerage for the whole of the UK. It's really important that this opportunity exists for everybody across the whole of the nation. So again, I just want to kind of reiterate that point when you see that. We are different, we're very different to the CRC piece, the Cyber Resilience Centres. That's about the education and the knowledge and kind of, should we say, making sure those companies are safe. But also, we're about the industry, we're about you. And we just want the best opportunity creation for the UK cyber industry, and the cluster network is a way of reaching that. So I hope I've explained that clearly to you. You can get involved on, as I said, different levels. That's just a quick kind of snapshot there for you to have a look at. And join our events, try one out. You know, if you've never been to a cluster event, come along and have a chat to us. Some clusters have good, strong international relationships already. So again, just have a look, okay. Want to find out more? So that's the link to our new strategy, or the public version of the strategy. And again, if that's something you want to read up on or share with some people that may be more interested in UKC3 and a relationship with us, we really would appreciate your support. Thank you for those of you that do support us already. But again, I hope I've explained. And now I'm just going to open up the floor for Q&A if anyone has any quick questions. Thanks.